5 Signs You're Every Woman's Secret Crush. Old Stoic Wisdom. As you read this, take a moment and think about something. There's likely a woman, maybe even more than one, who has been thinking about you, but not just in a passing way. She's been reflecting on your past conversations, wondering what you're up to, and even imagining scenarios where she might unexpectedly run into you again. Now, here's the twist. You probably have no clue. Most men misunderstand attraction in the same way. They assume that women are drawn to the loudest guy in the room, the one flaunting the most expensive things, or the guy who's constantly striving for attention. But this misconception doesn't match the truth of how female psychology works. In reality, women are often secretly captivated by a different type of man. And if you're reading this right now, you might be exactly who I'm talking about. I'm referring to the man who isn't even aware of his own appeal, the one who isn't desperately seeking validation or trying to impress anyone. He's the one who is comfortable in his own skin, authentic to the core, and radiates a quiet confidence that others pick up on without him even trying. Here's the kicker. It's not just that these women are attracted to you, they're intimidated by you. They're nervous in your presence, imagining what it would be like to share a deeper connection with you, all the while you're completely unaware. You're walking through life thinking of yourself as just another guy, while women around you are quietly wishing you'd make a move. Now, let's take a moment to reflect. How many of these signs resonate with you? Because if even 3 of them do, there's a good chance that women in your life are silently hoping you'll take the lead. Sign 1. Women get nervous around you, and you think they're just being weird. Let me set the scene for you. Picture this. You walk into a room, whether it's at work, a social gathering, or even the gym, and you immediately notice something odd. The woman you've exchanged a few words with suddenly seems flustered, slightly fidgeting, or maybe she tucks a stray lock of hair behind her ear. Her voice might even become higher pitched, and she may lose her train of thought, as if she's caught off guard by your presence. At first glance, you probably chalk it up to a bad day or her being socially awkward, right? Wrong. What you're witnessing is her nervousness because you have an effect on her. The moment you show up, her brain chemistry shifts, and she's doing everything in her power to keep it together, even as internally she's freaking out. You're the man she's been thinking about ever since the last time you spoke. And now that you're standing right in front of her, her body gives it all away, betraying the calm exterior she desperately tries to maintain. Inside her head, a dozen scenarios are running. Should she talk to you? What should she say? Does she look all right? Did you notice her? Will you engage with her? She's torn between hoping you do, yet fearing it because she doesn't trust herself to avoid saying something embarrassing. What you perceive as a casual social interaction might seem strange to you, but what's really happening is that you're her secret crush, and your presence makes her feel like she's back in high school, unsure and self-conscious. The strong, composed woman that everyone else sees begins to crumble when you're near, and she struggles to conceal that vulnerability. This transformation is happening because you embody something rare and extraordinary. You're genuinely attractive without trying, exuding an effortless charm that most men simply can't replicate. You're not putting on a show or trying to impress. Your authenticity, unpredictability, and quiet confidence captivate her. She can't figure you out, and that mystery keeps her endlessly intrigued, even a little crazy in the best possible way. When you find women who seem calm and composed around everyone else, but act a bit strange or nervous around you, understand this is not random. This is attraction laced with a hint of intimidation, and it's one of the clearest signs that you're the object of someone's secret infatuation. Trust the old Stoic wisdom. Those who master their emotions don't need to flaunt them. You've become a mystery to her, and the Stoic principles that guide your every action have only amplified your allure. Remember, attraction doesn't always show itself in obvious ways. It's the subtle signs, the flutter of a nervous touch or the soft, nervous laughter, that reveal how deep someone's feelings run. You don't have to say anything. Your mere presence is enough to send ripples through her calm facade. You may wonder why this happens or why she can't just be straightforward with you, but you need to embrace the truth. Your magnetism lies in your unpredictability, a trait that sets you apart from every other man she encounters. You possess an iron mind, the confidence to remain grounded in any situation, and the ability to make even the most collected woman second-guess herself. This is power. And power is not something you exert overtly, it's something you embody. As a Stoic man, you approach each interaction with calm strength, and it's this inner composure that makes you irresistible, even when you say nothing at all. You must understand that what's happening here is not about you doing anything extraordinary. It's about you living by the Stoic principles that guide your every action. By embracing your authentic self and staying true to who you are, you create a sense of mystery and intrigue that leaves others wondering what's beneath the surface. You might be aware of your own qualities, your iron mind, and the strength of character that you carry, but it's these very traits that make you stand out to women who can't quite figure you out. When a woman becomes nervous in your presence, remember, this is not a weakness on her part. It's simply the effect you have on her, amplified by your quiet strength. Next time you're in a room, take note of how women behave around you. Do you notice someone acting differently, even if just slightly, when you enter? That slight shift in behavior is the secret sign. The old Stoic wisdom teaches us to remain calm in the face of external distractions and to govern our actions with clarity and purpose. But the more you embody that Stoic mindset, the more others will feel drawn to your composure, your steady gaze, and your confidence. Women will become intrigued by the very fact that you are unpredictable, a force they can't control, and it will leave them wanting more. As you move forward, don't be afraid to embrace the mystery. Don't overanalyze it. Instead, recognize the signs for what they are. Confirmation that you're living in alignment with your own values, and it's those values that draw people to you. Don't doubt yourself, and never second-guess the power of your own presence. Let the women around you react to it, but always stay true to your Stoic path. The strength you hold inside will always be your greatest asset, and it will ensure that the secret crushes keep coming your way. Sign 2. You catch women staring, then they quickly look away. There's a powerful, often overlooked sign that you're every woman's secret crush, and it's one that many men fail to pick up on. When you catch a woman staring at you, and then she quickly looks away. This moment is often brushed off as nothing. Perhaps you think you had something on your face, or maybe she was simply lost in thought. But what's really happening here is a reflection of something much deeper, a fundamental truth laid out by the Stoic rules of observing human behavior. When a woman repeatedly looks at you and then looks away quickly, it's not a random occurrence. She's been studying you, analyzing the way you move, the way you carry yourself, how you interact with others. She's intrigued by who you are. In fact, it's not just about your physical appearance. She's actively trying to decipher your personality, your body language, and your character. She's genuinely curious, interested in more than just a passing glance. The old Stoic wisdom, often centered on the idea that actions reveal more than words ever could, also teaches us to observe how others react to us in order to understand our impact on them. In the case of this particular situation, when you catch her gaze and she immediately looks away, sometimes with a shy smile or a flicker of embarrassment, what's really being communicated is vulnerability. She doesn't want you to see that she's interested. The fact that she quickly turns her gaze tells you that she cares about what you think of her. If she didn't find you attractive or intimidating, she wouldn't be so quick to hide. The instant shift in her behavior, the quick retreat, signals that she's both drawn to you and protective of her feelings. She's hoping you won't notice the depth of her curiosity. Women are far more observant than society often credits them for. They are constantly scanning the environment, checking out men, but they do so in a subtle, often imperceptible way. Unlike the straightforward and open expressions of interest that men often use, women tend to keep their emotions under the surface, navigating the paths of wisdom and self-restraint. In modern life, it's essential to realize that this dynamic is far from a mere coincidence. When you're at the coffee shop, the gym, or even at work and you catch a woman looking at you, it's not just a passing glance. She has likely been wanting to look at you for some time, but only when she thinks she's confident that you won't notice. The moment she's caught, she panics. Her instinct is to avoid showing her true feelings. She looks away quickly, hoping to cover her tracks, to avoid the potential vulnerability of having you acknowledge her attraction. You see, this behavior is a testament to the psychological complexity at play. A woman won't just glance at you for no reason. It's an indication that you hold her attention in a way that isn't casual. It's a signal that she's interested in something more, something deeper. Now, when you start noticing this pattern, don't dismiss it as coincidence. Pay attention. Observe your surroundings. Notice if certain women seem to be looking in your direction multiple times throughout a conversation, or even a social gathering. That's not random. That's the secret crush trying to feed her curiosity without making it obvious. The Stoic approach to understanding human interaction teaches us that the most profound truths are often hidden in plain sight, and this is one of those subtle signs that most men overlook. The core lesson here is this: a woman's quick glance, followed by a swift look away, is not a mistake or a simple accident. It's an indicator that she's intrigued by you in a way that goes far beyond the surface level. If you catch her staring and she looks away, don't ignore it. Understand that you've captured her attention, and she's doing everything she can to hide the truth of her interest. This is where you need to be sharp, to harness the ancient Stoic principles of observing and understanding human behavior. Be aware of these cues, and you'll start to notice more about the subtle ways women express interest. In the end, it's all about learning to observe the signs and being mindful of the emotions others may be concealing beneath the surface. It's these moments, these subtle signals, that lead to deeper connections, and ultimately to truly understanding the paths of wisdom women take when they develop an unspoken attraction. If you've ever caught a woman staring and noticed her quickly look away, this is your sign that you've captured her attention in ways that go deeper than just a glance. Don't ignore this. If you recognize this powerful sign of attraction, drop a comment right now. I see through the silence. And remember, observing is more than just seeing, it's understanding. Sign 3. They remember everything you say and bring it up weeks later. When a woman remembers every word you say and brings it up weeks later, don't brush it off as a quirky memory trick or coincidence. Reflect deeply on this. You've said something, maybe in passing, that she's not only recalled, but also held on to, perhaps long after you've forgotten it. Have you ever mentioned a casual story about your weekend, or an opinion that seemed trivial at the time, only to hear it revisited weeks later with intricate details? You probably thought it was a harmless memory, or that she was just naturally attentive. But no, there's something far more profound happening beneath the surface. She's been thinking about that interaction. She's replaying it in her mind. She's been analysing it, taking notes on your thoughts, your humour, your tone, your essence. And it's not because she's obsessing or obsessively tracking your words. No, it's because you matter to her in ways that few do. That's what happens when someone becomes your secret crush. Every word, every interaction holds weight. Think back. You mentioned you love Italian food, and weeks later she suggests an Italian restaurant for a group dinner. That's no accident. You said you were considering hiking, and now she's curious if you found any good trails. That level of attention is not what you receive from casual friends, colleagues, or acquaintances. It's the sign of someone who is emotionally invested, someone whose mind is weaving together the pieces of who you are. And here's why. When a woman is attracted to you, her brain naturally begins to collect data. Every conversation is a treasure trove of information. She is subconsciously cataloguing your likes, dislikes, sense of humour, goals, and values, because she views you as important. And in her mind, she is building a detailed database to connect with you on a deeper level. This is the psychology behind attraction. In the world of ancient Stoicism, Epictetus famously stated, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." Similarly, attraction is not about impressing with grand gestures, but about the lasting impact of simple, meaningful exchanges. When you speak, make your words count. Just like a skilled philosopher who weighs his every word, be aware of the power you wield. When you become someone's secret crush, you'll discover that everything you say, no matter how small, will resonate deeper than you ever imagined. So remember this: your words have weight. Your presence carries significance. Stay mindful, stay genuine, and watch as those who are truly invested in you begin to reflect that in the most unexpected ways. Like Epictetus's Stoic wisdom, the value lies in the details, the moments that others overlook. So, take the time to listen, observe, and engage. It's not just about being heard, it's about being remembered long after the conversation ends. Sign 4. They find excuses to be around you, but make it seem casual. There's a quiet, subtle art to recognizing when a woman is secretly crushing on you, and it often comes down to the way she positions herself in your life. One of the most telling signs is when she finds ways to be around you, but makes it seem like it's nothing more than a coincidence. This isn't about accidental encounters. It's a pattern that, when you step back and observe, reveals much more than it initially seems. Think about it. There's a woman who starts showing up in places you frequent, like your coffee shop, even though she never did before. Suddenly, she's at social events you attend. Even though she used to be too busy for those gatherings, she may take the long way to her desk, passing by yours in the process, or volunteer for work projects that you're involved in. She'll ask questions that are easily answered by someone else, but instead comes to you. At first, these instances seem entirely normal. She lives nearby, she's finally making time for her social life, she's becoming more engaged at work. But if you look closer, you'll see a pattern emerge. This isn't random, it's a strategy. She is putting herself in your path deliberately, creating natural opportunities to interact with you without seeming forced or obvious. The subtlety behind this is what makes it so powerful. She wants to be closer to you, but she's not going to do it in an overt way that risks rejection or vulnerability. Instead, she's using a more indirect approach, allowing for chance encounters to occur. This is not some kind of stalking behavior, far from it. It's a strategy based on understanding human nature, something you can draw from Old Stoic wisdom. The Stoics believed in the power of controlling what's within our influence, and in this case, she's influencing the flow of her environment to create chances to connect without stepping over the line into desperation. What you're witnessing here is the result of an iron mind at work, one that knows the value of strategic presence. Women, often more socially attuned than men, are highly skilled at orchestrating such opportunities. They recognize that making a direct approach might be too bold, so they increase the chances of a natural interaction. She's not making things happen by force. She's letting things unfold with intention and subtlety. In real life, this means you need to become more aware of the patterns around you. Are there women who, by sheer coincidence, seem to pop up more frequently than you would expect? Are there women who tend to show up in the same places or activities as you, seemingly out of nowhere? This is not random. It's deliberate. And it's an excellent example of how the principles of Old Stoic wisdom can play out in relationships. The Stoics understood the power of timing and patience, and they knew that careful, calculated action often led to more favorable outcomes. So when you start noticing these frequent casual encounters, don't brush them off as coincidence. Instead, recognize them for what they are: calculated, subtle actions meant to get closer to you. Here's the deeper insight. Women aren't necessarily looking to push things too quickly. They want to give you space to notice them on your own terms. The Stoics often spoke about the importance of self-control, and in this case, that means she's controlling her approach, making sure things unfold gradually so that she can gauge your interest without putting herself in a vulnerable position too soon. As men, you must remember that the way you approach your interactions with others speaks volumes. Just as Old Stoic wisdom teaches the importance of maintaining an iron mind and unwavering control, understanding the subtleties of these interactions requires you to pay attention not just to words, but to actions. Recognize that these seemingly random appearances are, in fact, purposeful, and that the woman behind them is taking calculated steps to be in your orbit. This doesn't mean you need to jump to conclusions, but it does mean you need to sharpen your awareness. If there's a woman who consistently seems to be in the same places as you, or who always needs your help in ways that don't quite add up, take note. She's hoping you'll start to see her as more than just a passing acquaintance. She's hoping that by simply being near you in a way that feels unforced and natural, you'll begin to notice her in a different light. The Stoic principles of patience, timing, and self-control come into play here, both for her, as she subtly places herself around you, and for you as you learn to recognize the signs and respond with deliberate action. The message is clear. Don't dismiss these moments as mere coincidence. Pay attention to the signs, and remember that strategic proximity is a powerful tool. Whether you're aware of it or not, these seemingly casual encounters are part of a larger, more deliberate strategy to connect. And if you find today's content very interesting, please give me a word of encouragement by commenting "very interesting" in the comments section. That is a huge motivation for us. Thank you. Sign 5. She asks personal questions, but frames them as casual conversation. This is where things take an intriguing turn. You may be in the middle of a seemingly normal conversation when all of a sudden it veers into personal territories you weren't expecting. She asks about your family, your past relationships, your ambitions, and even your fears. At first, it feels like friendly chat, casual, harmless. You might even assume she's just naturally curious or good at holding a conversation. But deep down, there's much more at play here. When a woman secretly has a crush on you, she's trying to uncover your essence, not just the surface-level details. She's trying to understand who you really are, what drives you, what values shape you, and what type of person you truly are beyond the public persona. These questions aren't random, nor are they just aimed at getting to know you better in a general sense. They're part of a calculated strategy. She's gathering the most intimate details of your life, not for idle curiosity, but to assess compatibility. She wants to understand if the paths of wisdom that you've walked align with hers, and whether those paths could intersect in a meaningful relationship. The art of asking the right questions is a subtle skill, and one you should be aware of. Notice how she zeroes in on specific aspects of your life that go beyond the ordinary, and compare that to the questions she asks others. With you, her inquiries delve deep into your background, your family dynamics, your dreams, your relationship history, often exploring aspects of yourself you haven't shared with many people. She isn't just concerned with how your work is going or whether you're enjoying the weather. Her focus is on understanding the intricate details of your life. Now, contrast this with how she talks to others. Small talk, surface-level topics, and mundane chatter. This contrast is a clear sign that you occupy a special place in her mind and heart. But the most revealing part comes later, the follow-up. She remembers your answers and brings them up again weeks or even months later. She asks how your mother's surgery went or whether you decided to make that career change you were contemplating. She recalls the personal stories you've shared with her and asks for more details, diving deeper into your world with each conversation. This kind of attention is not just about being a good listener, it's about creating intimacy. Every time she remembers and refers back to your life, she's deepening the connection between the two of you. She's positioning herself as someone who not only listens, but who cares enough to retain this information and bring it up at the right time. This is one of the classic Stoic rules that speaks to the importance of meaningful connections. True wisdom comes from knowing others deeply and being present in the moment. When she asks these personal questions and follows up with sincere interest, she's demonstrating an understanding that goes beyond the surface, a type of wisdom that resonates with the Old Stoic way of building relationships grounded in authenticity. Why is this so significant? Because it shows that she's evaluating not just whether you're interesting, but whether you're compatible. Her questions are a means to an end, determining if the person you are aligns with the person she envisions herself being with. She's working to uncover the hidden layers of your personality, determining whether the paths you've walked in life align with her own aspirations, values, and desires. It's not just about asking how your day went or whether you enjoy your hobbies. It's about understanding what makes you tick at your core. She's not merely trying to gather random bits of information. She's building the foundation of a deeper connection. As you become aware of this dynamic, understand that it's not just her interest that's being revealed, it's also your own self-discovery. By answering these questions, you're unknowingly giving her pieces of your emotional puzzle. What many men fail to realize is that they think they're engaging in a light-hearted conversation, when, in reality, they're being carefully studied. The person you are, the things that define you, are becoming part of her mental framework for why you could be the perfect partner for her. She's not just trying to know you, she's compiling evidence that can validate her feelings for you. The psychology behind secret crushes. Now that we've covered the signs, let me explain why this happens and why you might be completely oblivious to it. Understanding the psychology behind secret crushes will help you recognize when you're someone's hidden obsession. First, women are raised with a different set of expectations. They're often taught to wait, to be chosen, rather than boldly chase after what they want. While men are encouraged to pursue, women are conditioned to hide their desires, to express them in subtle ways that most men won't even notice. This dynamic sets up a situation where a woman's feelings remain shrouded in secrecy, unless you know what to look for. Now here's the crux of it. The men who catch the attention of women in this way possess a specific blend of traits that make them irresistible. It's what psychologists call optimal distance. You're approachable but not too eager, mysterious yet not so aloof that you're unapproachable. You're kind but strong enough in your independence to create a sense of challenge, something that is incredibly rare and incredibly attractive. You've hit the sweet spot that makes women feel drawn to you, while leaving them uncertain if they could ever really get close. And this is where you need to understand the art of balance. Most men fail by either being too eager, chasing too hard, showing their hand too soon, or too distant, too indifferent to create any real connection. You've managed to strike the perfect balance, but there's another reason why these secret crushes stay hidden. Women often perceive you as relationship material rather than just a passing fling. They can sense your self-assurance, your respect for others, and your ability to lead a stable, purposeful life. Women want more than just physical attraction. They want a partner they can envision a future with. However, there's an added twist. These crushes stay secret because women assume you're either already taken or beyond their reach. Your presence and confidence radiate an aura that suggests you have a world of options at your feet, and so they convince themselves that they could never stand a chance. This is where the law of attraction plays its part. The more you exude self-assurance, the more you pull back and let the mystery unfold, the more women desire you in silence. It's a paradox. A man who knows his worth, like a Stoic sage, becomes a figure that others are drawn to, but they keep their distance, thinking they can never claim what they desire. Now let's talk real strategy. You've got to be aware of your own power, the Stoic confidence that leads to Stoicism win. You need to channel the wisdom of Epictetus, who once said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." Don't wait for others to act. Take charge of your own actions and demeanour. You must carry yourself with a quiet strength, showing that you're grounded in who you are. Don't be afraid to leave a little mystery. It will draw people to you like moths to a flame. When you maintain that confident distance, without playing games, you position yourself as someone who is both desirable and unattainable, someone women will long for but rarely approach. Your strength lies in your ability to remain composed, in the art of subtlety that many men miss. Don't allow yourself to fall into the trap of being too available. Instead, lead your life with purpose and let others catch up to you. When you do this, you're not just attracting admiration, you're commanding it. Women want men who are masters of their own lives, who exude confidence without arrogance, and who walk the path of Stoic wisdom. They desire men who are aware of their worth and who don't have to shout it out loud to prove it. In this game of attraction, the secret lies not in chasing, but in letting them come to you, wondering if they are worthy of your attention. The more elusive you are, the more intriguing you become. Keep that in mind. You are the prize they need to earn their place in your world, and in this, you will find success, power, and the secret crushes that will follow in silence, watching you with admiration from afar. Stay grounded. Embrace your confidence. Show the world you've got nothing to prove, and the world will chase you. If you've absorbed this wisdom, you're already taking steps to stand out in a way most men never will. They're caught in a cycle of neediness, unaware of the quiet strength that makes them magnetic. Please comment below. I am the prize, and I don't have to chase. What this means for you, and what to do about it. If you're recognizing yourself in these signs, first understand what a rare position you're in. Most men spend their entire lives trying to become the type of person that women naturally gravitate toward. You've achieved this without even trying, which means it's authentic and sustainable. But being someone's secret crush isn't always helpful if you're actually interested in dating. The same qualities that make you attractive can also make you seem unapproachable. Women might be waiting for you to make the first move because they don't want to risk the embarrassment of being rejected by someone they perceive as high value. Here's what you can do with this information. Start paying attention to the subtle signs. Notice which women seem nervous around you. Remember details about your conversation unfazed, or find refreshing your messages every 5 minutes. These are the women who are already interested, but are waiting for some kind of signal from you. You don't have to change who you are. Your authenticity is exactly what makes you attractive. But you might need to be more intentional about showing interest when you feel it. A simple, "Would you like to grab coffee sometime?" To someone who's showing these signs will probably be met with enthusiastic agreement. Remember, being someone's secret crush is a position of power, but it's also a responsibility. These women are putting themselves in vulnerable positions by creating opportunities to interact with you. Be kind, be aware, and be genuine in your responses. The most attractive thing about men who become secret crushes is that they're not trying to be anyone's crush at all. They're just living their lives authentically, treating people well, and being comfortable in their own skin. This authenticity is magnetic because it's so rare. If you recognize these signs in your life, understand that you possess something valuable, the ability to create genuine attraction without effort or manipulation. This isn't about pickup techniques or strategies. It's about being the kind of person others naturally want to be around. Don't let this knowledge go to your head, but don't ignore it either. Being aware of your effect on others can help you be more intentional about the connections you want to pursue while remaining respectful of those you don't. The women who develop secret crushes on you aren't just attracted to your looks or status. They're attracted to your character, your energy, and the way you make them feel. That's the kind of attraction that leads to meaningful relationships rather than superficial encounters. Keep being yourself, keep treating people well, and keep living authentically. These qualities will continue to make you attractive throughout your entire life, regardless of age, appearance, or circumstances. That's the real power of being someone's secret crush. It's based on who you are, not what you have. And remember, somewhere right now, there's probably a woman thinking about you, hoping you'll notice her, and wondering if she'll ever have the courage to let you know how she feels. The question is, are you paying enough attention to notice? Well, that wraps up today's deep dive into the 5 signs you're every woman's secret crush, all through the lens of ancient Stoic wisdom. I hope this video not only gave you some valuable insights into understanding the subtle signs of attraction, but also inspired you to reflect on how you can carry yourself in a way that naturally draws people in. Remember, it's not just about looking for external validation, but about cultivating inner strength, confidence, and authenticity, things that will make you magnetic to those around you. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with friends or anyone who might appreciate it, and hit that subscribe button if you want to keep getting valuable content like this. I'm always here, creating videos to help you become the best version of yourself, whether it's through philosophy, personal growth tips, or mindset shifts. I want to hear from you, too. Your thoughts, feedback, and experiences mean a lot to me. So, if you have any comments, questions, or if there's anything you'd like me to expand on, feel free to drop a message in the comments below. Whether it's related to today's video or anything else you'd like to discuss, let's keep the conversation going. I love connecting with all of you, and your perspectives are a valuable part of this community. Before I go, I want to remind you, the real secret to becoming irresistible isn't about trying to please others or fit into some mold. It's about aligning with your true self, building resilience, and showing up with calm, grounded confidence. The Stoics believed in mastering our thoughts and emotions, and when you do that, you'll find that not only are you respected, but you also naturally attract admiration and trust from others. It's all about inner strength that radiates outward. So, with that in mind, thank you for being part of this journey with me. I'm truly grateful for your time and attention, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Until then, stay authentic, stay strong, and keep growing. Your best self is always within reach, and you're well on your way to unlocking it.